Yeah. Again, very little pressure outside of that.
He had 2 sacks though.
Who?
TJ Watt.
He had 2? No.
You ready for this?
No.
I swear. Let me break it down. Hold on. I promise you.
This is in the stat line?
I promise you. 2 sacks, 2 QB hits. I promise you. And I'll break them down for you, baby. Yes.
What?
Yes.
Was one of them the trip?
Are you ready? The trip is a sack and a QB hit. And then at the end of the game, when Alex Highsmith was chasing Rodgers, and Rodgers ran in a circle and slid down, guess who touched him? TJ Watt. 2 sacks, 2 QB hits, man.
I did predict that, didn't I?
You called it wrong.
That's not how I expected them to do.
So I don't care about none of that pressure y'all talk about. Man, 2 sacks, 2 QB hits, man.
The Devin Bush one was nice.
No, that was a good one, man.
But that was more of a blitz, no?
No, it was still a 4-man pressure, but what they did, they dropped TJ out and just brought Devin. And the Packers are sliding and painting TJ as a rusher, and they just never accounted for Devin. That's what it was a good call by Butts and by Keith Butler, Coach T, in terms of like doing that. And at times, this was the funny part, right? At times, they would utilize something that I thought Coach T would do a lot more of, where he would show blitz or show the linebackers walk down at the line of scrimmage. And from there, they would burst out and play coverage after that, whether it was man-to-man or zone. And the reason why I liked it is because it gives the quarterback only one read. So if we have guys walking around trying to show zone versus man, Aaron Rodgers, he can recognize body language. He can see, okay, this guy's in that vicinity. He's going to have to burst over here. He's going to have to go there, right? So he can kind of paint that picture pre-snap. And once you get that ball, man, that guy's going to be in that vicinity. He's going to do something like you're thinking, right? So the difference is when you go with a blitz pressure, right? Or just showing that look of everybody being up, or, hey, man, we're going to bring heat all the time. It makes it less clear because we're only showing one look. Even though we're going to burst out and it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge defensively, it's going to make this guy have to process it a little bit more. And we did it was that 2015 against Peyton Manning, because we said, man, we thought that defensively he couldn't necessarily hurt us with his arm, but we knew he could get them in the right call. So we said, we're just going to show 0 blitz every time. Everybody walk up to the line of scrimmage, and we would see what Devin and Joe Schobert, where were they? Man, a lot of times walked up right in the line of scrimmage, right? Or either on the perimeter, on the edge, like you're going to come off the edge. And we would do that same thing we did in Denver. And it worked because it would make that quarterback have to process it a little bit more. And from there, it was like, all right, now we got our coverage. And I mean, the plan worked, as y'all saw in that game. And at times it worked against Rodgers. But then it was just like, Rodgers heated up. Now we're not going to knock him for that, because he definitely started to heat up. But it also seemed like we kind of got away from that as it went on. And part of that was because of the lack of pressure. Because you do that when you know you're going to get pressure, because like I said, it's tougher on your cover guys, because now we can't walk up there and have great alignment. We're going to be over here showing this, and we're going to try to get back to that. So it's a lot tougher, but you can do that when you're getting consistent pressure. Yesterday wasn't consistent enough. And with TJ, even though TJ was back, he's not healthy. You watch him on tape. Number one, the thing that stood out to me was just how hard he usually plays, right? Usually TJ is a guy that plays with his hair on fire, right? When he comes out, it's like, man, he looks like he's about to have a heart attack. Like, that's how hard he plays. Right now, he's just not there yet. And that comes from just the lack of playing right now, right? Getting back to football shape, getting those lungs where they need to be, right? He's missed time. He's missed a game a week ago, right? We know he missed the training camp time. And it just looked to me like he still wasn't all the way back yet. Then we obviously saw he had the ankle that he had taped up and stuff like that. It just looks like he's still getting everything back together. And this is some of the stuff that, you didn't want to happen, but you could see this being the case in terms of the slow start with him, or not even slow start, but just the in and out, right? Or, I mean, as you said it, right? Because it's funny we say slow start, but
what is he? Yeah, he has 5 sacks on season.
Right, and that's why I'm like, it's hard to say slow start when he had 2 sacks this game, but in terms of the context, but this is why. But remember at the beginning, what did I say? I said, I don't judge him off of just sacks. It's impact.
No, those don't count.
Because, right, but that's the thing though, right? Because the numbers will lie to you.
I can't believe those count.
The numbers will lie though, right? So when we're sitting here saying he's having a slow start, he's a little sluggish right now, he doesn't look 100% healthy. A person might open up this stat sheet and say, man, y'all tripping. He had 2 sacks, 2 QB hits. But anybody that watched that game knows he's not where he needs to be right now. And with Highsmith, I thought Highsmith played well yesterday, actually, man. Now, he did struggle at times, but I thought as a whole, I liked how he flew around. He looked more healthy to me. Whereas with TJ just didn't look as healthy. Now,
we should have asked his dad when he was up there.
I mean, we should have, right? We should have
got the inside scoop.
What
percentage is he at?
Well, he did say that he was going to ask Alex how his girl was feeling right when we were finishing up our convo. So we should have just waited and came back to him. But either way, man, love Daddy Highsmith, man. Papa Highsmith, man. He awesome, man.
Yeah, real good, dude.
Nah, man, but that's the difference to me, man. I thought Ingram played the best of the bunch, but he's the healthiest of the bunch. I thought his rushing, especially in that second half, man, he saved this defense at times. Because I can distinctly remember two where it's like if he doesn't make the rush that he makes to have the pressure that he makes, dude, Rodgers is daggering people. Rodgers is going to make this throw. Rodgers is going to hit this. But Ingram, man, he was coming into his own. I liked his matchup, man. He looked like he was feeling good, like he was feeling comfortable. And once again, the limited role with him, right? We said that Raiders game kind of disappeared. We had to play every snap. Didn't have that rotation. This game, it was what? He would go out there with Derek Tusker, and then they would rotate out with Highsmith and TJ. And we just saw with that approach, Ingram was a way better player, way more productive. That still wasn't perfect for him, but just a way better performance. To me, as long as he stays in that role where he's not forced to play, starter level snaps, in terms of 60 snaps, stuff like that, I love him being here because it pushes Highsmith. And like we said, we see Highsmith. When Highsmith's out there and he's healthy, man, he's going. He knows that because you got that vet behind you. But at the same time, it allows Melvin to be his best player because of that limited role as well, man. But TJ, he's got to get healthy, bro. He has to get healthy. Week. But once again, can you sit him when you're sitting at 1-3 right now? And we know what the defense has looked like right now.
No, I would not like to. Got to buy in 2 weeks. Is the buy enough to get right? You know what I mean? Because, we can't sit him against Seattle.
Right. Well, because my thing is this. It was like, if you were going to sit him, I personally would have rather you done 2 weeks in a row
NFC game too.
Right, versus you played him 1 week. I mean, you sit him 1 week, you play him this week. We know he wasn't back healthy. Now you're going to try to do it again this week. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's going to improve that way personally. Now, TJ's a freak. Maybe it does,
what did he
right?
say in an Instagram post or something? He might have even been in a press conference. He said 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I guess you're not going to tell someone you're 80%, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. Well, that was just disappointing, man. Disappointing because I thought that was a big thing in the Bengals game where we get TJ and Highsmith back in this one. Oh, we're going to get pressure on Rodgers.
Yeah.
When you got pressure on Rodgers, and in a couple of the games prior, like he's got to either throw the ball out quick or he gets sacked, and that's what we saw with even Green Bay's offensive line in the past couple games. They're not that good, but they looked amazing against us. They looked amazing both offense or in the passing game and in the running game.
I would agree.
It's a damn shame.
Agree. Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings. You know DraftKings, and more importantly, their sportsbook, which is the top-rated sportsbooking app in the U.S. because it is safe, secure, and more importantly, it is reliable. And for the first-time users out there, because we know some first-time users, when you are a first-time user, if you sign up and use the promo code MOATS, you'll receive up to $1,000 in draft deposit bonus money. Now, what does that mean? Essentially, if you put in $200, well, DraftKings, they're going to look and say, use that promo code MOATS. Well, we're going to match that $200 and give you a free $200 to use with your betting and things like that. So, yes, you definitely want to use that promo code. But more importantly, we know at times you could be a little bit, distressed. You might even have a problem, some might say. Well, whenever that is the case, and it can happen, you just read these words right here. You see these numbers. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Tell a friend to tell a friend.